Gaming flops are a disease that have plagued the gaming industry the past couple of years, and one of the most recent games set to flop is HIghgaurd, the brand new 3v3 shooter. The reviews on Steam are mostly negative, like overwhelmingly negative. It's really bad. This is not made any better by the fact that Jeff Keighley, the guy who runs the Game Awards, hyped this thing to hell. He's getting clowned on everywhere right now, especially on Twitter. The HIghgaurd situation is especially sad because it was basically set up to fail. It was first announced at the end of the Game Awards, and normally at the end of the Game Awards, they present the trailer for the most anticipated game ever. It's usually a massive game by a massive studio. In 2024, it was for the next big Naughty Dog game. The year before that, like Final Fantasy VI. But this year, the last trailer was for HIghgaurd. Nobody, not one person, was excited for this game. Some were already calling it the next Concord before the trailer was even halfway over.
I don't know, I'm getting very strong Concord vibes from this.
Concord, of course, being the failed Overwatch ripoff from, I think, last year. It failed horrendously and is probably one of the biggest blunders in gaming history. Being the last trailer at the Game Awards already gave people a negative first impression, where people were expecting a trailer for the next Elder Scrolls or GTA 6 or Half-Life 3. It'll be here. It's coming. Next year, we'll see it. No matter how good the game looked on its own, it just would not be enough to make up for that disappointment. But forget the announcement, forget the reaction. How does the game hold up now that it's actually been released? And is it really the next Concord? No, not at all. Video's over. Thank you. Really, I don't think it's as bad as people are saying it is. Now, it's nothing groundbreaking or anything. Everything that this game does, we've seen in countless other games, and there are lots of things that I think need to be improved on, but I really don't think the game is as bad as people are saying, and I'll explain my thoughts on this going forward. So when you first launch the game, it puts you in this tutorial that shows you how to play the game. The tutorial is way too long and incredibly boring. You go through like a shooting portion, they teach you how to use your hero's abilities, they give you raid equipment to practice breaking down walls, and I remember that segment taking way too long. But once the tutorial was actually over, I got into my first game. This game has a lot of elements to it. A lot of elements that are taken from other games, a few that are unique to this game as far as I know. But basically you start the round preparing your base, reinforcing walls, buying or equipping weapons, kind of like you would in Counter-Strike or Rainbow Six. But after the preparation portion of the game, you go into the gear up portion, which opens your little shield and allows you to travel out into the big, massive open map, where you find gear and mine blue diamond things to use as currency to buy more weapons and armor and gear from this shop guy. But during this looting and gear up portion, you may run into enemies and then have to fight them, and the fights in this game are actually really fun. If you've ever played games like Apex Legends or Titanfall or very movement-based first-person shooters, I think you would like the combat in this game quite a bit. This game, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it is made by the same people who made Apex Legends and Titanfall. After like a minute and a half, a sword called the Shield Breaker appears somewhere around the map, and then you have to fight over that Shield Breaker, and after a certain amount of time, that Shield Breaker sword becomes available. Then you take the sword and run it to the enemy base to try and break open their shield and start a raid. Or you have to stop the enemy from running it to your base, where they can then break your shield and start a raid on you. This portion I also find very fun. There are a couple moments throughout the games that I played where like the enemy would get it, would run to my base, I'd stop them, run it to theirs, they'd stop me and run it back, and it was just a constant back and forth of defending and offending. Like it's football pretty much. Like I've never seen a game do this before that wasn't like a sports game, and I find that really cool. Ow, dude, goddamn, that fucking hurt.
Time to pick a fight, you wee rascal. Struck down a
Respawns are almost locked.
This is a fucking good ass game.
Under fire.
Gotta protect the man, gotta protect the man.
Opening fire.
Gotta stay with him though. Nice. These guys do good. I've had so much fun, like either defending my friends who are running it to the enemy base, or running it to the base myself, or stopping enemies. That is a lot of fun and is a really cool aspect of the game, and it isn't something that I've seen a lot of people talk about. But then, if you get this shield breaker to the enemy base, you start a raid. Starting a raid spawns a raid tower that smashes into the enemy base's shield, opens it up, you then run in and try and defuse a bomb at one of the 3 bomb sites. Again, like in Counter-Strike. Defending a base is really fucking easy, especially if your team is somewhat on the same page in terms of where they should be focusing their energy. When the raid begins, this small portion of the bubble opens, and it's whatever portion the enemy team stuck the shield breaker in. And it's not this massive hole in the bubble either. It's pretty easy to defend, especially if the enemy team is just all funneling in from one spot. Or sometimes, something that I've seen quite a bit is the enemy will just try and shoot into the base from the top of the raid tower. And like, if your teammates are all positioned in different spots shooting at the same people, it's really, really hard for the enemy to combat that. The best thing they can do is get past you, plant a bomb, and hope you don't get in there to defuse it. Attacking the base is really easy, again, if your teammates are somewhat on the same page. My favorite piece of raid equipment is the zipline gun. There are 3 different types of raid equipment. There's like a hammer, a rocket launcher, and the zipline gun. Using the zipline gun is really fun when raiding because while the enemy team is all trying to shoot your teammates funneling in, you can kind of aim your zipline gun over them or right at them, go to one of the enemies, take them out, end up break into one of those 3 bomb sites.
Zipline out.
Yeah! Yeah!
Soul armor here. Protect yourself. Taking fire. Grenade out. Take this soul armor.
Yeah! Let's go!
Now, the weapons. I think the weapons are kind of boring and pretty uninspired. You got the generic AK, which does more damage but is harder to control. You got an absolute laser of a fucking assault rifle that feels like a BB gun. And then you got the Viper SMG. Every other gun in this game is garbage, in my experience. I don't have a ton of experience with every gun in this game, but I feel I've used all of them enough to know that they are utterly ass. If you're not using the AK, the Vanguard, or the Viper, you're done. And then there's also the heroes you play as. I forget what they're called off the top of my head, which makes sense because the heroes are pretty bland. They're not useless like I see a lot of people saying they are. Personally love the soul-sucking healer person. They don't actually heal you, they just give you like extra armor, kind of, which can be really helpful, and I find myself using that in almost every battle. And they also have this tactical insertion type ability. If you ever played like Call of Duty Black Ops, you set it down, and if you die, you get to respawn where you set the tactical insertion. And this HIghgaurd version of it allows you to do the exact same thing, which can be especially helpful if you just raided a base, but the raid tower is gone, and you die. Meaning normally you wouldn't be able to spawn at that base, but with that tactical insertion, you can. I remember one instance where I had a teammate who did that when they were like the last person standing in that base, and because of that, me and my teammate were able to spawn on that point and detonate another bomb, which won us the game 10 minutes earlier than we would have.
Damn it! Nice. This is such a good team. I love this fucking team, guys. Oh my god. Let's go. Fuck. Keep forgetting about that. Nice.
So definitely my favorite hero in this game. There's one that has like sand powers, which allows her to phase around. She's like somewhat invisible, but not completely. Her other ability, her ult, I guess it would be, is like throwing knives, which are not one shot, but they're extremely powerful. There's also a character I played as that allows you to spawn little minion things that are stationary, and they throw things at people to try and damage them. Not once has it ever done anything helpful. There is another one for your ult. It just spawns a bigger version of it, which is more deadly, but again, it's just stationary. It's like the Iron Golem from Minecraft, if it just fucking stood there and did nothing. It's kind of useless. It's fine. It's kind of helpful when raiding. You can set it down and it'll destroy a wall you need to break into. But other than that, it is completely pointless. There's a fire character can make a strip of fire or can summon fire from the sky. I mean, yeah, it's fine. I never did really anything with it. I've tried. Either I suck or the character sucks. Could be both. Could be the one I'm not going to admit to because my ego is too large. There's a couple other heroes in this game that I didn't get the chance to play as. There's one that like summons an ice wall. There's also another character that uses like lightning sticks. The shock stick is particularly annoying. I think I have died to it a couple times because the range on that thing is insane. You set it down or throw it at somebody and it shocks them, but you try to walk away, it just keeps shocking you. And there's also one where it rains lightning bolts from the sky, exactly like that thing from Fortnite. You can like shoot lightning bolts. This is just a much more lame version of that. So is HIghgaurd good? No, it's alright, I guess. But I did have a lot of fun playing this game. I can't lie. As easy it is to jump on the bandwagon and just relentlessly shit on this game, I can't, because I genuinely did have a lot of fun with this game. Trying to rush the shield breaker to the enemy base is so chaotic no matter which side you're on. Whether you're trying to defend your teammate by distracting the enemy, or you're trying to intercept it and you can shoot the guy off their horse, or bear, or fucking puma. I did have a lot of fun in this game, and I will continue to play it going forward. I'm hoping they will make some changes to the game and continue to update it going forward. A lot of people are saying this is a Concord type situation where it's gonna be a few weeks before they just take the game down and close all the servers for it. I really hope that doesn't happen. From what I have seen, would I still rather play something like Apex Legends or Titanfall 2? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I do think the game deserves to exist and should be enjoyed for as long as it can.
Future Editor Carter here. Just wanted to kind of redo my outro because there have been a couple new developments since I recorded this video a few days ago. I am a lot more optimistic for the future of HIghgaurd now. The initial hate seems to have died down as the Steam reviews have changed to mixed, and all of the negative reviews that I've seen are a lot more constructive, fairly critiquing HIghgaurd like it deserves, and I agree with a lot of these reviews. I would say the game overall is a 6 out of 10. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the brand new game HIghgaurd. What did you think of my coverage and review of this new game? I know some of the things I talked about regarding both what I liked and disliked haven't really been talked about anywhere else as far as I have seen, so I'm very curious as to what people think. But yeah, I know I haven't uploaded in a while, and for those of you who have been following my channel and haven't seen anything for the past like 6 months, I have been very busy. I won't go too much into detail. A lot has happened, and it has made working on YouTube a little bit harder, but now I'm trying to work out a way to kind of balance work and my personal life and YouTube. It's going to be difficult, but I'm going to try and hold myself to a 1 video per week standard across my 2 channels. I don't want to be too ambitious with the goals that I set. And again, this all of what I'm saying right now is mostly for me and the people who follow me, who actually care about what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to try uploading as much as I can. That includes this channel and the Carter 2 Sock channel. Speaking of the Carter 2 Sock channel, I think I'm going to upload the gameplay you saw in this video onto that channel as like its own dedicated gaming video. I might sprinkle in a few other games in there if I decide to play any more of HIghgaurd. I'm working on a part 2 to the Fortnite autism video, as well as a couple other projects. Same goes for the main channel, of course. I'm thinking of new ideas every single day. Yeah, sorry for the rant. I know it's long, but you know, I just had to get a few things off of my chest, given that I haven't talked on here in 6 months. But with all of that said, thank you so much for watching, and please have a wonderful day.